7,500 today.
Yes.
We know that playoff hockey is something that a lot of people are going to be watching. And whenever we have a sports story here on the morning show, I often throw it over to Gurdeep
She defers to me.
Because I don't want to be the one who doesn't fully know and understand what's going on, and then people will write in, and you know how it goes.
And you know what?
I get to redeem myself right now.
And I think we've all been in this position before, where you might be watching the game with a girl, maybe you find yourself having to explain all the rules.
Not all girls.
Not all girls. Some girls, of course. Well, a very interesting guest coming up after the break. Jules Mancuso of WhileTheMenWatch.com. We're talking about sports broadcasts for women, by women. We're going to talk to Jules all about that. And if you have any questions as a woman for Jules about what to do while your man is watching the game, you can tweet us right now at CP24 Breakfast or email us at now@cp24.com, and we may read your question on air. Do it now.
And she also has some tips for you while you're watching the game with your man. That's all coming up. Stay tuned to CP24 Breakfast.
Kind of like Sex in the City meets ESPN. We look at the game from a women's perspective.
My name is
9:23 right now. Welcome back to CP24 Breakfast. We're talking sports right now, taking a bit of a different spin on it. And, we're joined by Jules Mancuso, one of the creators, if you will, of WhileTheMenWatch.com. Okay, tell us about this website. We were talking about it before the break. I've read a little bit about it. It sounds like a brilliant idea. I wish I'd come up with it myself.
Yes, too late.
Yeah.
You already came up with it. So my best friend, Lena Sutherland, and I have been best friends for over 20 years, and we talk on the phone pretty much every day. Both of our husbands are addicted to playing and watching sports. So earlier in the year during the football playoffs, we found ourselves talking on the phone and our husbands are watching the same game. So throughout the game, to entertain ourselves, we started talking about and commenting about the game, but from a woman's perspective. So, for example, why are these grown men keep slapping each other's butts all the time? And are these fans, right? And are these fans really watching the game? We were more interested as to what they were doing in the stands, what they looked like, which player had the best physique, which coach needs a huge makeover. So we found it quite entertaining and thought we would share this with all the women out there.
So just to give our viewers an idea of how this works, let's go ahead and show a clip.
Welcome to WhileTheMenWatch.com. I'm Lena Sutherland, live from New York. Ladies, is your man addicted to watching sports? Even games from the 80s like this one? Then check out WhileTheMenWatch.com. It's live sports commentary for women during the game. Kind of like Sex in the City meets ESPN. We look at the game from a woman's perspective and say everything that typical sportscasters don't.
Very cool. I think that sums it up.
Cool. Yes. And so I guess you have a number of guests on your show as well, including some wives who are married to athletes.
Yes, yes. So we do get quite a few wives coming in and commenting because they go through the same thing. So they have to literally watch their man and actually pay attention.
Yes.
And then they're probably subjected to watching other sports as well. So
especially when he comes back home for the debrief.
Exactly.
You have to be in the know, right?
Exactly, yes.
And you know what, just some of the things you talk about, very cool. We have some examples here. You know, it's playoff season right now. Everyone's really into the hockey and basketball as well right now. One of the topics you tackled, top 5 tips for surviving a playoff season with your man. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, I'll give you a few of those. So women, you need to get a roster. So the roster, if you print out the roster, it gives you all the stats of all the players. Height and weight, age, etc. So when you're watching the game with your man, you can see who the cute guy is and refer back to the roster and gives you a little eye candy to look at opposed to watching the actual sport itself. And if you tend to cheer for the same team as your man, so if you find some, you know, we call him a boyfriend on the team, then, you know, it gives you the right to cheer for his team, and then he thinks it's great because, look, my woman is on the same side as me, so
Very nice.
it'll make nice.
Or you could stir up conflict and cheer for the other team, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to do that too much.
This is supposed to be helpful.
Exactly.
Not create a fight. Now, you also say there are some shocking stats that I guess people wouldn't believe. One of the examples was, would you go shopping with your mother-in-law, or would you rather stay home and watch the game?
We do a Would You Rather quiz in part of our broadcast. So, you know, some tend to be a little racy, and a more tame one would be, would you want to sit through an entire hockey game with full overtime, or go shopping with your mother-in-law, or run into your ex with no makeup on? So those are a couple ideas that
I want to know the results.
kind of make you think about it. The mother-in-law is kind of a half-half. Running into your ex with no makeup on, I don't think any woman would want to do that.
No.
You know, we have a viewer question we want to get to.
Yes, okay, so this is from Jennifer. Can you please ask Jules to give me some advice on how to handle a husband devastated by his team's loss? What do I say?
Well, I'll tell you what not to say. And
Okay.
this was on our blog. You can go to our website for our blog updates. So the most recent one was if your man loses, his team loses, you don't want to say, well, honey, at least they came in second place. Or there's always next year.
I can attest to that. That's no consolation whatsoever.
Yes. Or now you have time to tackle the garage. Clean that out.
Oh,
That's just
maybe don't laugh in their face.
adding salt to the wound. We have to wrap up. This always flies by so quickly. How can people find you very quickly?
You can like us on Facebook, WhileTheMenWatch.com. Follow us on Twitter, WhileMenWatch, and our website, www.WhileTheMenWatch.com.
Perfect. People can get their blog updates there. Jules Mancuso, thank you so much for joining us.
And they already have such a huge following, so we hope to add
And
more.
Saturday, June 4th, we'll be covering the Vancouver game in Vancouver.
Oh, lucky
you'll
you.
be there.
Yes.
Lucky you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Right now, you are watching CP24 Breakfast 928, 13 degrees. Stay with us. We'll have more news after the break.